A hero is born. Rizal's early life and education. José Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realanda. This was the full name given to a boy born on June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Laguna. Little did anyone know, this child would become the Philippines' national hero, Dr. José Rizal. Rizal's family, though well off, instilled in him the value of education. He excelled in his studies early on, first in Calamba, then in Binan. He later moved to Manila for his secondary education at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila. At Ateneo, Rizal's brilliance shone. He earned numerous awards and recognition for his academic excellence. He then pursued higher education at the University of Santo Tomas, where he took up philosophy and letters. His thirst for knowledge did not stop there. Rizal believed that to truly help his countrymen, he needed to broaden his horizons. Thus began his journey beyond the shores of his beloved Philippines. Across the seas, Rizal's European journey. In 1882, Rizal traveled to Spain to continue his studies. He enrolled at the Universidad Central de Madrid, where he earned his licentiate in medicine. He furthered his medical expertise in ophthalmology in Paris and Heidelberg, Germany. While in Europe, Rizal's heart remained connected to the Philippines. He saw firsthand the stark contrast between the freedom enjoyed in Europe and the oppression his people suffered under Spanish colonial rule. This fueled Rizal's desire for reform. He used his voice not through violence but through writing. He believed that through knowledge and enlightenment, Filipinos could aspire for a better future. His time in Europe was not solely dedicated to academics. Rizal became part of a circle of Filipino intellectuals who shared his sentiments. Together, they would spark a movement that would forever change the course of Philippine history. The pen is mightier. Rizal's literary masterpieces. Rizal's pen became his weapon, and his words, his ammunition. He penned two novels that would ignite the flames of nationalism in the hearts of Filipinos, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Published in 1887, Noli Me Tangere exposed the ills of Philippine society under Spanish rule. It depicted the abuses of friars and the suffering of Filipinos, sparking outrage and igniting a sense of national consciousness. El Filibusterismo, published in 1891, served as a sequel to Noli. It presented a darker and more radical approach to achieving change. Through the story's protagonist, Simun, Rizal explored the consequences of oppression and the complexities of revolution. These novels were not mere works of fiction. They were mirrors reflecting the realities of colonial Philippines. They served as a wake-up call, urging Filipinos to recognize their own strength and fight for their rights. A voice for change, Rizal's advocacy for reform. Rizal's fight for reform extended beyond his novels. He joined the propaganda movement, a group of Filipino intellectuals advocating for change through writing and peaceful means. Rizal became a prominent contributor to La Solidaridad, the movement's newspaper. Through his articles, he eloquently articulated the need for reforms, demanding equal rights for Filipinos, representation in the Spanish Cortes, and an end to corruption and abuse. His writings resonated with Filipinos. He called for unity and urged his countrymen to embrace their Filipino identity. He believed that education and peaceful dialogue were the keys to achieving lasting change. Rizal's advocacy for reform, however, did not sit well with the Spanish authorities. His writings were deemed subversive, and he became a target of suspicion and surveillance. The ultimate sacrifice, Rizal's return and martyrdom. Despite the risks, Rizal returned to the Philippines in 1892. He believed that his presence could further inspire his countrymen and contribute to the growing movement for change. He founded La Liga Filipina, a civic organization that aimed to unite Filipinos and promote their welfare. However, his efforts were cut short when he was arrested shortly after his arrival. Accused of sedition and rebellion, Rizal was imprisoned in Fort Santiago. Despite a lack of substantial evidence, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. On December 30, 1896, at the age of 35, José Rizal was executed by firing squad at Bagumbayan, now known as Luneta. His death, however, did not extinguish the flames of revolution. Rizal's martyrdom became a turning point in Philippine history. His death fueled the flames of the Philippine Revolution, inspiring Filipinos from all walks of life to fight for the freedom he so valiantly advocated. He became a symbol of hope, courage, and love for one's country.